Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't posted for a month, so sorry guys. I'm kind of sick at the moment, so if I sound a little raspy, it's okay. So the first match was on the kickoff show, and it was the Usos versus the newly handed SmackDown champions, the tag team champions handed by Shane McMahon last week on Tuesday, which was filmed in London last week. So the winner of that match was the Usos, and it was for a non-title match. So what I was thinking that since Vince McMahon has this wild card rule that started since Roman Reigns showed up on Monday Night Raw one Monday and decided, you know what, we're gonna have a wild card rule that every SmackDown wrestler can come to Monday Night Raw and every Raw superstar can come to SmackDown and basically have a match. So the Usos came on Usos came on SmackDown the following Tuesday. The next day, they showed up and wanted to fight the tag team champions, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. They had to give up the titles because Jeff got injured again. So that started up the matchup at Money in the Bank last night in the kickoff show to face the newly handed championships. So the Usos won that match by pinfall, and I'm guessing now Shane or Vince McMahon can give the Usos a tag team championship in 2 weeks at Super Showdown on June 7th. That's my theory. I don't know if it's correct or not, but I hope it is correct. So on to the main show. That's our show. So the main show, the opening match was the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So it had Naomi, Carmella, Natalya, Amber Moon, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross, and Bayley. So Carmella has like a history in this ladder match. She won it 2 years ago. So when Becky was in it, when Alexa was in it, I think that was 2 years ago. But Carmella won it 2 years ago. So she wanted to be Miss Money in the Bank too. And if you follow me on Instagram, you should have seen my stories that I was going for Carmella. But deep inside, I'm a fan of Bayley and Becky. So later on in the match, we see Mandy Rose on top of Sonya Deville. And they're basically trying to make them do the same thing that Carmella did 2 years ago and the same thing that Seth did 6 to 5 years ago. So remember what Seth did, guys, when he was winning the Money in the Bank contract, he had help from Kane. Carmella had help from James Ellsworth. They were about to do the same thing with Mandy Rose, but Bayley managed to get the briefcase before she did. So Bayley won the contract last night. And I'm going to explain later on in the matches how she managed to get the SmackDown title later on. So you remember that match was Bayley. So the next match was the US Championship between Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. This is a WrestleMania rematch from, of course, April 7th. Okay? So you remember that matchup when Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio had a match at WrestleMania 35 where the match was like this. The minute that Thanos thinking that little thing that vanished all the superheroes, yeah, that's how fast that match ended. And the matchup was like fast. Last night the same stuff happened, but Rey Mysterio didn't actually win the matchup successfully. If you've seen the match yesterday, you will notice that Samoa Joe's shoulders were on the mat. His shoulders were not fully pinned to the floor, but the referee was blind enough to see it that he continued to count to 3 to make Rey Mysterio the new US champion. That made Dominic, his son, come out to the ring congratulating him. Once they walked down the ramp to go backstage, Samoa Joe attacked Rey Mysterio for making that mistake. So maybe tonight on Raw, they're gonna have a rematch between Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe for a match to see who actually deserves the title. So we don't know actually what happens, but we'll see what happens tonight on Monday Raw. Also, last night before I get to the steel cage match, they mentioned that Mick Foley will return tonight to announce a new WWE Championship that will be defended at Super Showdown between Goldberg and Undertaker. I'm looking forward to that match because, of course, Goldberg is a former Universal Champion, and he defended it to Brock at WrestleMania 33, which I wanted to go to, but didn't get a chance to go to. So I'm excited for that match. Just 7 people. I have no school that day, so yeah. Now on to the steel cage match between The Miz and Shane McMahon. This rivalry was good until it ended, because now he got drafted to Raw. Shane's on SmackDown, of course. And this rivalry started at Fastlane, weeks before WrestleMania, okay? So this is like the roadblock, technically. They just changed it to Fastlane. And that's when the Shield had their final match together as a trio. Anyways, they had the SmackDown Championship match between the Usos. They lost, of course. And that made The Miz, Shane McMahon, very mad. So he decided to attack Shane. Decided to attack The Miz and made him heel. But the thing that made Shane McMahon rage was to beat up The Miz's father in his hometown in front of The Miz. The following week, on Tuesday night, The Miz got furious and demanded a match with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania that week, or the following weekend. Shane, of course, agrees to it. And at WrestleMania, it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. That means he can get pinned or submitted anywhere backstage, in the concession area, in the freaking crowd, or up there in the little ring area with the freaking ring on top. Shane won the match, of course. That made a shakeup when he got drafted to Raw, back to Monday Night Raw, where he was beforehand. And then Roman Reigns got to SmackDown. Okay? Then he mentioned the freaking beauty before his father between The Miz and Shane. That made a match 2 weeks ago. Shane making The Miz, like, Miz was running to Shane, and Shane was running away from The Miz. The Miz talked to one of the interviewers at Monday Night Raw, saying, I want Shane McMahon in the steel cage match, so that he doesn't run away from me again. And unfortunately, Shane won the match, because The Miz decided he tried to bring the Shane McMahon back into the ring, but the only problem is he slipped out of the shirt. So Shane won the match, and this, he's quote unquote the best in the world. The best in the world actually Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, so bye bye. Okay, so I already mentioned that Mick Foley is gonna do the championship, not talk about that. So the next match was the Cruiserweight Championship match between Tony Nese and Devanchi, that weird guy. So we all know the current champion is Tony Nese. He won it against Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania Kickoff Show, and the winner of this match was Tony Nese. So Tony Nese retained the Cruiserweight Championship, and he's a good champion already. And my prediction for WrestleMania was Buddy Murphy to retain it. So good job, Tony Nese. I don't really care for Cruiserweight because my favorite one was TJP. But I got away from the WWE, and no one did that. Okay, this is my favorite matchup right here, because she did 2 title matches, like how Seth did when he was US champion and WWE heavyweight champion. So you guys remember that matchup that Rollins had to defend both titles in one night, back to back. Becky did the same thing last night, retaining one title but losing the other title. And she's been having this thing with Lacey Evans, the newest champion girl from NXT. And like Becky said in her interview yesterday, before Money in the Bank, she did mention, or when she did an interview about her relationship with Seth, she basically mentioned that Lacey Evans has not done nothing in the WWE to earn her title opportunity between her and Becky. And if y'all seen Becky's special last night, it was so cute, by the way. Watch it. Adorable. Before everything, Becky Lynch had having troubles trying to get her opportunities to fight in the main event of WrestleMania. But when she became Becky 2 belts, she did not know the opportunities that she has to give to either one woman on Raw and one woman on SmackDown. So she made the great idea of defending both titles back to back. So her first matchup was with Lacey Evans, the classy lady from NXT. And she won the match by submitting Lacey Evans, retaining the Raw Women's Championship. She attempted to leave the ring until Charlotte Flair came out. Becky Lynch was confused because she thought that her matchup with Charlotte was going to be later on in the night. She was wrong. Clearly, I'm guessing Seth kind of gave her some advice on how to do this before the match even began. Because you know Seth and Becky are a couple. They announced it this past Monday. And it's really adorable because I have it off my wallpaper. It's adorable. Anyways, so Becky did not know. She got back into the ring, defended the SmackDown title. She did a really good job, by the way, but she lost the title because Lacey Evans interfered in the matchup, and that caused her to lose the SmackDown title against Charlotte Flair. That's a good way to end a rivalry, by the way, because let's say if Seth and Becky never confirmed their relationship. Imagine that. And they make Becky lose this Raw title, but have her keep the SmackDown title to break up Seth and Becky. That makes sense, right? So they had to make her lose the SmackDown title, so they can keep her on Raw with her man Seth freaking Raw. That's the Universal Championship. Mind you, his match was right after Becky's. So once we get to Seth's match, I'll talk more about Becky there. So later, before Charlotte embraces the championship, Bayley comes out, and Becky decides to attack Charlotte. And once Charlotte, laying flat on the floor, okay, once she's, oh wait, never mind, what the hell? Oh, that is my floor. So once Charlotte was on the floor, Bayley decided to cash in her contract on the same night as Smith did last year. She did successfully, and she won her first reign in the SmackDown Women's Division title, and now she's on top of SmackDown, while Becky is on top of Raw with her man Seth Rollins. So now we're going to go on to Elias versus Roman Reigns. This match was pretty quick. Backstage, Elias attacked Roman Reigns with his guitar. Then he managed to come out and sing a song for the fans of wherever they were last night. Roman came out and does a spear and a Superman punch and pins Elias, and boom, raises the winner. Easy peasy. Okay, after this match, man, was Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles in a dream match that was confirmed 15 years ago. Seth Rollins was 19 or 18 when he first faced AJ Styles. If y'all seen his little promo last Monday, he mentioned that he looked up to AJ Styles. And last night, he made AJ look up to him. This match was fantastic. Plus, it started from that Game of Thrones, because Rollins likes his Game of Thrones, so he wanted to be in his freaking locker room watching his show. But this match lasted a good time. It was the best match there was. And of course, Seth walked out as a champion, because they just made him champion like a few weeks ago, so that can make him to time like this. Okay? Sorry, I'm so sorry about this. So y'all remember when Seth won the Royal Rumble match, and then went on to WrestleMania opening the show to win the Universal Championship. He promised us, the WWE Universe, that he was going to defend that title successfully every single time. If he loses it, that's okay. But if he defends it on every show, pay-per-view, house show, tour, anywhere, he's going to defend it successfully, unlike Brock Lesnar did. Okay? Because when I went to Raw on the 31st of July, Brock did not want to come out to the ring, and that made me furious. And my head like, oh my god, can Roman Reigns get the title reign? Can Seth get the title reign? Come on, I want Seth Rollins the champion, or I want Roman Reigns the champion. So I got my budget right there. But anyways, back into this matchup. This match was history making in the 15 years of their careers. Because like Rollins said yesterday in the little live stream that had the WWE Network, the WWE YouTube page, he's mentioned that he was like either 18 or 19 when he was first faced AJ Styles. And he only wrestled for 6 months in the industry. He didn't have enough experience as Styles did. But Styles made him relevant. He made Seth Rollins awesome. And last night, I was on my feet when I was watching the matchup. I was going for Rollins. I had Rollins shirt. I bought my own money. And I was like, Rollins is going to freaking retain the title. He did a curb stomp. He pinned him. Rollins is the freaking winner because he always retains it. And towards the end of the match, Rollins is holding his universe title up in the air, and he shook hands with AJ Styles. The respect that these two people have is amazing, and Rollins is the winner. So after Seth Rollins and Styles, it was the Literal House Party versus whoever. Then the guy who attacked Hardy Boyz came out. Laser something. That guy's name is so stupid. He won, of course, because why not? Some of this matchup. This match sucked. Then this was Kofi Mania versus Kevin Owens in the WWE Championship matchup. So I didn't know Big E got injured a couple of weeks ago before after WrestleMania. And once they got on SmackDown, since Owens was drafted to SmackDown, Owens invited Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston onto his show. Okay? And he wanted to be an honorable member of the New Day. Sorry, I'm sick. He invited them to be there, and he did pretty well until the following week. He attacked Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, but mainly Kofi, getting heel, and he got his matchup against Kofi, and guess who retained the title? Kofi Kingston. All 3 championships retained the title for Becky. Becky only retained 1, so it's okay. Now it's time for the men's ladder match. This one sucked, to be honest, because I wanted Finn Balor to win, and Sami Zayn got away from the match because he got in trouble. No, wait, he got stuck, and Braun Strowman got banned from the building. So we had Corbin, Ricochet, Finn Balor, Orton, Andrea, Ali, and McIntyre, and someone else. Okay? So Ricochet was supposed to win the contract, but didn't. So when I was watching the contract, I was like, the ladder match, I was like confused towards the end. Because Brock Lesnar, the guy who lost to Seth Rollins at Mania, came back for a contract. I'm sorry there, but Brock, you haven't been in WWE since April 7th. You think that you can come to freaking Money in the Bank and get a contract out of it? But I don't think that he's gonna cash in on Seth Rollins. Cause I heard over Instagram and Twitter that they want Brock Lesnar on SmackDown when Fox takes over SmackDown Live. So I'm guessing they're gonna save Brock's cash in for Kofi Kingston's title. I don't think they're gonna make Rollins lose to freaking Lesnar like this. Like, come on, Rollins is the Beast Slayer. They can't take that away from him. So there are my theories, guys, for Money in the Bank and the winners. Now I want to talk about Becky's special, but that'll be in another video. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give a like and subscribe, and tell your fellow WWE fans to follow me. Love you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow's video. Bye!